So I did a thing today, painted the supercharger. I all I could find was blue, honestly, especially from where I live, and one that was actually engine heat without me having to really go to any of the auto parts stores near me. I just happened to have some high temp, like 600 something degree ceramic slash paint. But I think it came out pretty good. So I did this. I decided to do this so that it can be dry for when I service it. You know, change the oil, change the seals, the O-rings. And then when I assemble it and put it back into the car, I thought it kind of would give it a different look. So I just wanted to share that. I'm not the best painter in the world. Dodo says hi. Not the best painter in the world, but I thought, I masked it up properly for the most part. And I just wanted to change the color. My supercharger. I call it Blue Chew. And if you have any kind of sense of humor, you know why I call it Blue Chew. But yeah, the blue blower. So don't be too cynical and judgmental. I didn't feel like powder coating it. And everybody has that kind of dough to spend. I'm newly married and I'm still young. So I'm trying to set up the rest of my life before I make any more stupid purchases in my life. But it was already black. I might just touch it up again because I kind of chipped it with a little blue. So my other horn on the intercoolers is also. So everything looks good for the most part. It's not like I painted in there blue. But this is a pretty good supercharger. It was still well oiled. I'm going to take the drain plugs out. I'm already prepared to. So I'm going to empty out the oil, change the seals. I already changed one of the O-rings over here. Just underneath there. But there it is. So I bought an entire kit. They're all Vaselined up, greased up, ready to get installed. I have a bunch of O-rings. And that drain plug is for making sure your water, when you remove the supercharger, doesn't get into your sump pan. So I also discovered with my oil dipstick too, when I was putting on the new O-ring with Vaseline, that I actually have a hole in it. So I need to get that fixed as soon as possible. I got my 2 bottles of supercharger oil. These 2 oil rings, they are going for the threads, the drain bolts for the oil when you drain the oil. So the front side gets about 145 milliliters. The back side gets 45 milliliters. So I'm about ready to put on my supercharger pulley. It's a 15%. And I already came prepared. Some thread locker blue. And I'm just about ready to get this supercharger on. So now that you have the new O-rings, which I like to apply a little Vaseline to them. You have the new O-rings on the drain plugs. You have 2 bottles, but you don't necessarily need 2 bottles. So you have 2 bottles, but you're not going to use all 2 bottles. Me personally, it's probably smarter to take the plunger out. So I need 40 so I can put into the front side. So I'm gonna make sure I'm not getting any air. So that's why I kind of only popped a hole at the top, so in case it falls over, I don't dump it all. So I need about 40 cc's. Me, I think it's smarter to just take the plunger out and then fill it up, in my opinion. So probably at 35. That's with all of it out of the line. So I'm about 35 cc's. So I need just a little bit more. So, about to drain the oil, front side, back side. Back side is this one. Supercharger should be dry enough. I already added seals. This is a brand new seal. So supercharger should be dry enough to start draining out the oil. So you don't necessarily have to take the water pump off. And this has been done 1,000 times. So this is the O-ring that's going to replace this O-ring. So one at a time. I'm just going to drain the oil first from both of these plugs. So it's already kind of leaking on my board. And to me, it's clear enough. And I believe it was probably serviced already. A lot of the oil dripped out already. So that's the front side. As you can see, a lot of it is already dripping. But that's not that much. Not that much at all. So it's still kind of clear. It's not dirty. You can tell it was serviced before. At least I can tell. So I want to make sure both ends. And I know when I watched one of the thousands and thousands of supercharger oil service jobs, they always say that the oil stinks, and it does. Oil smells. Drain plug number 2. Set it down here. Move this out the way for now. And this should have more oil in it. It's the front side, so it carries more. Make sure you spin, rotate it, so I'm gonna get all that excess oil out. So it's a lot darker, just a little bit more. So with the rear side, you want about this much in the rear side, which would be the water pump side. See how I'm still dumping oil out? I'm still dumping oil out. That's why you really got to make sure it's empty. That's on the pulley side. I really want this to be drained. This is a piece of, I mean, the wood is going to soak up this oil, so I'm not stressed out about that at all. But what I do want to make sure is that I get all this oil out, because if you have too much excess oil, it's just going to be bad. Which I was kind of wondering, like, you know, why is it mine's that full? Back up, Dojo. So I want to get as much oil as possible. Front side, back side. What I can do. I've already checked inside. I've already looked inside of the, make sure the water pump is still functional. It was functional when I left. Everything still spins. You turn it, so really just want to get a lot of this oil out. This excess oil. I don't want to have too much of the chamber. I did spill a lot of oil. So let me check the back side one more. Once again. If that much is coming out the front side. Just check the back side again. Just continue to turn it. So the backside seems pretty. Backside seems. So for the sake of time and for the sake of my battery and just common sense, I'm just going to fill up the plunger. I'm just going to fill up the syringe without the plunger. And I think it's going to save me some of time. So that's 50 milliliters right there. Right? This 50 milliliters goes in here. There's 1,000 Supercharger service videos of how to 50, 50, and then 40. So I just did 50, 50, and then another 45. So as I'm refilling, I had put the drain plug back on. So this is my 45, or 50 or so. So 50, 50, 50. So, for the most part, the Supercharger service is complete. New O-rings. I just have to put my top horn on. That's about it. It's ready to go back into the car. So, got it painted. Got the O-rings changed. I'm set. You have to do this about every 35,000 miles. So I'm thinking about taking a little Sharpie. I'm writing on it. Remind myself when the last time it's been serviced. So keep myself like a little reminder. It's a brand new gasket. It only goes one way. It only goes one way. It goes this way. So Supercharger service job is complete. Once I sit this gasket down. So that's it. That is it. That is it, my friends. Set this down. These are 10mm bolts. So I would say, I believe the owner manual says to do this every 50 to 100,000 miles. So I'm just going to write myself a little reminder when I did it. When I get my 10mm bolt, I'll torque these down to spec. But as you can see, I changed all the seals, all the O-rings on the water side, the supercharger intake. I changed the gasket for the horn. This is the horn. So I'm pretty set for the most part. Oil's changed on both sides. Water pump side gets 45 milliliters. Front side, which is the pulley side, gets 145. This job has been done so many times, countless times on the internet. I'm glad I finally did it. It's gonna be great. So make sure my seals are on. That's it for the most part. I'm pretty sure you haven't seen a blue one yet. So out of all the Superchargers service jobs, this is a blue one. This is a blue one. So there you go, folks. That's all, folks. So now that that's complete, just want to wipe off any excess oil that might be somewhere so that I don't slip and drop it. Make sure all the seals are in place. I'm gonna tighten my horn down. So really and truly, the only thing I have to do next is get this pulley taken off with the impact gun, because I'm not going to do it by myself with hand tools. That's just going to be excruciating. And by all means, another Supercharger service on the Mini Cooper. So by all means, that wraps up another Supercharger service on a Mini Cooper. Eaton M45 Supercharger. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'm gonna get this back in the car as soon as possible, especially as soon as I get that supercharger pulley reduced.